Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know who it is. It's your man out here, San Diego, California, your boy E, deep in the streets. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Just for Today for December 27th. Just for Today. You know, and it talks about how we have to come to have faith in a power greater than ourselves to go ahead and start believing that we will be restored back to sanity. You know, I don't know about anybody else, but speaking for myself, I lived in an insane world for so long that even when I got off of drugs, I started thinking to myself, like, damn, I still don't even think straight. You know, even now, where I'm at today in my life, I know that the drugs have had a major effect on me, you know? So I need to go ahead and keep my faith and keep my hope in a higher power and a power greater than myself to go ahead and have faith that He will restore me back to sanity. I need to have that faith. I know that in the readings it states, we have came to admit that our life was unmanageable even with the use of drugs and without the use of drugs. Because when I first came into this new way of living, don't get it twisted, it wasn't overnight that I left the drugs. And when I left the drugs, all of a sudden I feel good, I feel normal. No, not at all. There was times when I went ahead and I left the drugs that I felt like I wanted to go back to the drugs just because I still didn't feel normal. There's a lot of working that needs to be done within yourself. That's why I can't stress that fact so much, that anybody that gets into recovery has no business getting into a relationship. They need to start building a relationship within themselves, with themselves, in order to go ahead and start having a relationship with anybody else. You know, because I know that for myself, when I came into this new way of living, to this new way of thinking, you know, I had my character defects, of course, but I started feeling really good about myself. You know, my appearance, the way I felt, especially when I got a job, had a little bit of money. I could only imagine for somebody that's single and they start getting attention from the opposite sex. You know, that's the type of genuine feeling that we didn't feel for so long, especially when we were on our addiction. Anybody that wanted to talk to us or hang out with us, it always felt it was only because we had dope. So now that we're living this new way of life, this new way of thinking, and we actually have the opposite sex wanting to hang out with us, it feels good. It feels real good. So I understand how hard it is not to get into a relationship. But you got to remember that it's so important. You have to start building a relationship with yourself in order to have the possibility of even making it work with anybody else. You need to build that relationship with yourself. Remember that. Build that relationship with yourself in order to start having a successful relationship with anybody else. That's why they highly suggest that you don't get involved in a relationship for a whole year. Give yourself a year, clean and sober, before you start getting into a relationship. Like I said, and I'll say it again, it's very important to build a relationship with yourself before you start building a relationship with anybody else. And I'm going to go ahead and close it with that. Don't forget to hit that motherfucking like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about that. Were you guys quick to jump into a relationship? Or did you come into recovery already in a relationship like myself? I'm in a relationship. We got 19 plus years since high school. You could only imagine that. All right, people. One love.